Recording in progress.
Is there an echo heard? Hari Om. Perfect. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादम् शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयम् नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Yes,
Yes,
Brilliant, Swamiji. So we'll start with the question, the first question. Malini, are you on the video?
Yes, Akka, I am.
Okay. So this is actually your question from last time. We didn't get a chance to get to it. So even Lord Krishna says, do your effort and leave karma phala out. But how to differentiate in our effort how much effort to put in that is good to achieve results and how much faith to have in God?
Hari Om.
Hari Om,
There's an echo.
Swamiji.
There is an echo, right?
From our side, Swamiji, we're not hearing an echo. Is Swamiji getting an echo there?
Is it so?
Actually,
I think there is an echo. Someone had the phone on also.
Hari Om. Now it is perfect. Amma, you can read the question again.
I also put in the chat box, but even Lord Krishna says, do your effort and leave the karma phala out. But how to differentiate in our effort, how much effort to put in that is good to achieve results and how much faith to have in God?
See, when it comes to work, all the choices which are available to us, we must make use of it. When the time is for work, you should not say that, oh, it is prasada buddhi. Let whatever comes, let it come. I am not going to do anything. I am contented with whatever I get. No. When the time is to work, you must use all options to maximize the work and to bring out the best from you. Because remember, the talents and abilities are also given by God. Everything is given by God. The ability to think also is given by God. Ability to work is given by God. So when we work, it should be the best. But when all the work is over, now we are waiting for the result. That is the time where nothing else can be done. For example, exam is written. Now you are waiting for the result. That is the time when we have to say, fine, whatever comes, Ishvara Prasada Buddhi, because nothing can be done. But as long as something can be done to improve the situation, to improve the result, everything should be done. Hmm. That is called as Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Have I done my best? Look you into yourself. What does that voice say? Is there a feeling of satisfaction with my own effort? Yes, I have done my best. If this satisfaction is there, only then Bhagavan is pleased with us. This is called as Karma Yoga. So Ishvara Prasada Buddhi doesn't apply when you have to work. Ishvara Prasada Buddhi applies only when you are waiting for the result, when nothing can be done, when there is a choiceless situation. Only then Ishvara Prasada Buddhi can be applied. Not that you don't do anything and say, Bhagavan, whatever you give, I'll be happy with it. No. Then you will find that you yourself, you are not satisfied with yourself. Somewhere the other part of the mind says, I think I should have done better. I think I could have improved the situation better. I think if I had done a little more research, I could have, done much more. That voice should not be there. I don't know whether I've answered.
Yes, Swamiji, it was a very clear answer. I got your message, and thank you so much for clarifying.
Okay,
Suddenly the echo comes. No, the echo is there.
Is it somebody's phone? Is that
somebody has switched on another device very near to the first device?
I think, Swamiji, Visala, when you unmute, I think that's when it is, I think.
Hari Om. Now it is fine. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
When Vishala switches on it.
Is there a second echo?
Yeah. There's an echo.
Okay. Can I put the phone away, maybe?
We don't have a second device running, though. That's strange. I don't quite
No, I
understand
might
that.
have been pushing the link there when I was trying Swamiji's thing. Can we just turn off the phone completely? I don't need the phone right now. Is there an echo right now, Swamiji, when I speak?
No, it is perfect. No, echo is there.
No, so I think, the echo comes only when Swamiji is. So I think we can say the question in one mute.
Okay. All right. Swamiji, I'm going to read the second question. Can you? This one. Okay. We learned that Brahman only is manifest in every form. This is from Archana. Sorry, Archana, make sure your video is on. We learned that Brahman only is manifest in every form, unmanifest and beyond, and that beings get enlivened by that. So if Brahman is always ever pervading, then why at the body stops animating after its death? Is dead body still Brahman? My understanding is that it must be, but people vehemently say it's not. Am I confused? Can you clear this confusion, please?
Okay. This is Archanamma's question, right? Archanamma, you are there? Archanamma is there.
I'm here. Hari Om Swamiji.
Amma, see, Brahman is there everywhere. Brahman means pure consciousness. But whether this pure consciousness expresses as life or not, it depends on the presence or absence of the subtle body. So first, let us take an example. I don't know whether I have told you this. So there is a dark room. There is a sun shining brilliantly up above. But the room is dark because there is a roof which is not allowing the sun to enter. Now what I do, I take a small mirror and reflect that sun into the room. So now inside the room there is brightness. Now this light is not the light of the sun, but it is a reflected light of the sun through the mirror. But the moment I remove the mirror, the room is again dark. Actually, sunlight is everywhere. But that sunlight can enter into the dark room only through the mirror. In the same way, sun represents pure consciousness, mirror represents the subtle body, the mind, the Sukshma Sharira, and this dark room represents the physical body. Consciousness is sentient, but it can enliven the physical body only if there is a presence of the subtle body, the mind. So what happens at the time of death is the mind exits the body. The Sukshma Sharira exits the body. Now once it exits the body, there is nobody to transfer that sentiency into the physical body. You got the simile and that metaphor. The moment you remove the mirror, room is dark. The moment the mirror comes, room is bright. In the same way, when the mind is there, that sentiency of pure consciousness expresses itself as life in the body. Brahman is there everywhere, but it is not able to express as sentience, express as life. For that, you need the subtle body.
So, Swamiji, would it be right to say that a piece of rock and the body where the mind has left, there still is Brahman, it's just not, there's no way to manifest the sentiency of the Brahman. Would that be right thing to say?
What is that once again?
That there's the body where the mind, the Sukshma Sharira has left. So the body that's not alive anymore. That
Yes.
and a rock outside in the garden. They both
Yes.
have Brahman, but there is no way to manifest or express itself. Would that be right thing to say then?
Correct. It is Brahman only, but there is no manifestation of life.
Manifestation. Okay. Thank you so much, Hari Om. That was very clear.
Thank you, Swamiji. This was a question we had during our Kathopanishad book club, and Archana was graciously put it into a question because wanted your clarification. So the next question is from Ganesh. Ganesh ji, are you available? Prince Arjuna received the Brahma Vidya from Bhagavan Sri Krishna on the Kurukshetra battlefield. Bhagavan talked about so many topics such as Karma Yoga, Upasana, Bhakti, Gnana Yoga, among others. Can Swamiji share what was the state of Prince Arjuna after the entire teaching? Did he become a Gnani or was it a temporary clarity?
It was a temporary clarity, we can say. See, it is something like now you have intellectually understood, now you are yet to experience that truth. Something like that. See, there are so many proofs to say that. In the 11th chapter, when this knowledge was given, Arjuna tells it that I am not able to handle this, Bhagavan. In the 11th chapter, when that Jnana Chakshu was given, remember, Arjuna was not qualified. Bhagavan gave it only because he was a devotee of Bhagavan. So Arjuna asked, Bhagavan, will you give that Jnana Chakshu so that I can see that Lord everywhere? So Bhagavan says, why not, Arjuna? With this physical eye you can't see, I will give you that Jnana Chakshu. And then Arjuna sees it and he is terrified. And then he says, Bhagavan, please take this away. I am not able to handle. This is what happens when knowledge comes to a person who is not prepared his mind for that knowledge. So in the end, Arjuna says, Bhagavan, nashto moha smritir labdha. Now I am very clear what I am supposed to do. So that is why, in fact, Bhagavan was asking Arjuna to do Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is for the beginner. Bhagavan doesn't ask Arjuna to go and meditate. Again, in Bhagavatam, we find that when Krishna leaves the physical body, Arjuna becomes miserable. So there is a topic, I think in the first canto it comes. When Arjuna is completely sad because Bhagavan has left the body. And it is said that when he was coming back, he was given a responsibility also by Bhagavan. Bhagavan said, all the ladies you must protect from Dwaraka, you must protect these ladies. So he was coming with these ladies. And it is said that he encountered some of the Gopabalas and he was not even able to defeat them. So there Arjuna says, Look at this. Chariot is the same. Horses are the same. The bow, Gandiva bow is the same. Everything is the same. I, the archer, the number one archer of the world, I am also the same. But the absence of one person made all the difference. Absence of Bhagwan made all the difference. And I was helplessly defeated by these Gopavalas, these cowherd boys. Number one archer being defeated by these cowherd boys. So that little ego in Arjuna which was there, that I am the number one archer, etc., that ego was also pulverized by Bhagavan. And when that state of egolessness came, and in that deep sorrow that Bhagavan also is left, in that state, his mind became absolutely pure. And it is clearly said in Bhagavatam that whatever knowledge was given in the battlefield, that knowledge of Gita dawned into his mind, and he was absorbed in that state of oneness with Brahman. So in the battlefield, the purpose of Bhagavan was only this: make Arjuna fit to face the battle. That was served. But that final enlightenment or that knowledge dawns only after Bhagavan leaving the body. So that is very clearly mentioned in Bhagavatam. So it makes it clear that Arjuna's confusion was gone. Did I answer, Ganesh?
Yes. Okay, thank you.
All right, Swamiji. The next question is from Saraswati. How to handle others' expectations of you or from you? How to be free from guilt or obligation or fear of criticism or displeasure of others?
Amma, are you there?
Yes.
Where are you?
Hari Om,
Hari
can you
Om.
hear me?
Yes.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
How to handle others' expectation of you or from you? Why are you worried about others' expectation? You see, it all depends on the other person. If that other person is a very greedy person, how much ever you give, that person will say, you have not done enough. Especially this happens, I don't know your case, especially this happens when somebody is working in US and others are all in India, and they have lot of expectation that you have to go on giving money. And how much ever you give, they think that, oh, that person has not given enough because that person is earning in. Such things generally we find. So therefore, you will have to use your common sense. What kind of person that is? Some people are very greedy. How much ever you give, that person is not satisfied. It can be one's own mother, father, relatives, all these are possible. So you have to ask this question to yourself. Whatever I am giving, whatever I am doing, is it truly enough? It is always better. Say, if you are supposed to give 25% of your income, let us just take an example. Better give a little more so that there is no guilt that I have not given enough. You see, always this voice always guides us. When you are giving less, there is a conscience prick saying that you have not given enough. When you are giving more, again there is a guilt that I think I am giving too much. So somewhere there is a middle path where you are satisfied. You are neither giving too much nor giving too less. Now, whatever that middle line is, give a little more and then stop there. So that there is no guilt that I have not done enough. And how much to give? The best way is in the prayer time you ask Bhagavan. Bhagavan, how much should I do? So in that peaceful mind, in that state where you are in tune with God, God who is the antaryami of that person and you, whatever that Bhagavan says, just do it. So in that peaceful mind, in that state of prayer, ask this question to Bhagavan. Bhagavan, I am in this situation. What am I supposed to do? So at that peaceful state, some intuitively you will come to know something. Just put it into practice. That is the best way.
Okay,
Swamiji. Thank you.
Did I answer, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji. Thank you. Hari.
Okay. Okay.
Hari Om Swamiji. So our next question, before that, just a small announcement to all the people who are participating. Satish is gonna post the link if anyone wants to offer any Guru Dakshina. So just it will be in the chat box. So anyway, moving on to the next question. This is from Satish. Our Shastras teach us to accept what God gives us and to be content. As we implement these principles in our life, what should we do to avoid becoming complacent and lazy?
Did I answer this question?
Actually,
Kind of.
Swamiji, I think Swamiji did answer it.
The first
so
question.
I think Swamiji has given us a good answer.
Okay.
All right, Swamiji. So moving on to the next question. This is again from Saraswati. Is identification a natural function of the mind, the ego part of the mind, or is it a vasana embedded in the subconscious causal body? When the instruction "do not identify with body mind" is given, who is it meant for? Who is to practice this?
Amma, you have to mute, huh? Okay. I don't know why this echo is coming. Anyway. You see, Amma, identification is also a vasana. And when any vasana is repeated, it becomes natural. Identification is also a vasana only, because it is a cultivated habit. Because if it is natural, if identification is natural to us, then you can never come out of this identification. If the heat is natural to fire, therefore you cannot remove heat from fire. In the same way, if identification with the body is natural, then how can we disidentify? So the very fact that Mahatmas have disidentified shows that it can be ended. And that itself shows that this was created by us. It is a self-created thing. So anything which is created can be broken also. Now the question is, do not identify. To whom is this question addressed to? It is addressed to the person who has identified. Whom else? The one who is suffering because of identification. This question is for the Jivatma. Consciousness identified with the BMI is Jivatma. So to this Jivatma we are saying, hey, you are consciousness. You got identified and now you behave as a body. You are not the body, disidentify from your body. Remain as awareness. Once that person is able to abide in awareness, this instruction is no more applicable to that person. Exactly like, suppose a very rich person, just an imaginary situation, okay. A very rich person, he is acting in a drama as a beggar. Now in this drama, he gets so identified with his role that he forgot that he's a rich person, it's just a drama, and now he thinks he's a beggar. And now he is crying and lamenting, "Ayo, I have become poor. Now what can I do? I have lost all my money." So what will you say? Disidentify from your role as a beggar. Identify yourself as a true person as you are. Whom is this advice addressed to? To the rich person only. But the rich person who is identified with the beggar role, to him you are addressing this. Once he has disidentified, again you don't have to say. Now he knows that I am not a beggar and he stops all beggarly behavior. So, for the one who is ignorant, all the advice is given. For the one who is knowledgeable, no advice is necessary. Did I answer?
Yes, Swamiji. So if in that case, would that instruction is meant for the true self? I mean, with the example you gave, the rich person, if I equate that to the true self is not the one that's really identifying. It's the Jivatma that
Correct. To Jivatma only, it's the instruction is for Jivatma.
the Jivatma.
Paramatma doesn't need any instruction.
Exactly. So when because it's a vasana, so do we have, is the practice then like a nididhyasana practice where we have to, the viparita bhavana, this identification has to be repeatedly worked on?
Yes.
In our nididhyasana part.
Yes. Identification caused the problem.
Yes.
So the solution is go against the identification.
Yeah.
Disidentify from the body, identify yourself with consciousness.
Understood, Swami. Thank you.
Okay.
Swamiji, this is Sujana. I just have a follow-up question to Sarusa. Can I ask that?
Yes, Amma.
So that means when the baby is born, they don't have this identification problem, right? So is that something that they develop because of the vasanas that are slowly manifesting, or what is the reason?
Amma, certain aspects in the physical bodies manifest only when the body is of a particular age. Vasana is there. Vasana is there, but that body is able to manifest when it reaches a particular age. All the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, everything is there in a baby also, but it is not able to manifest because the body has not yet grown to manifest it.
Okay.
It is all there. It's all carry forward only.
So yeah, the link is posted in the chat box for everyone, whoever like. So Swamiji, so everyone, as soon as they're born, the baggage is already coming with them, but it will show up at a later stage when they can manage. So the next question is by Vishal Patel. Are you available? Is your video on, Vishalji? Yeah. Okay. The question, Swamiji, is, and he has 2 points. First one, what is a good morning and bedtime routine, including last thoughts we should attempt to have when going to sleep for spiritual growth? Should I go on with the second point, Swamiji, or you want to address the first one?
Okay, first one.
Yeah.
What is a good
morning and a bedtime routine?
Yes.
For spiritual growth, basically.
Yes. You see, remembrance of God alone is the best routine. How you do it, it depends on you. And it also depends on how much time you have. Because if you're a very busy person, you may not have much time. But it's always good to start the day with a half an hour or 1 hour of meditation. Through prayer, meditation, whatever the way may be. Spiritual thoughts, they charge us. They energize us. They give us power. They give us strength. The mind becomes peaceful, quiet. See, peaceful mind is a strong mind. So you charge your mind through divine thoughts, and that charge remains throughout the day. By the end of the day, again, you are completely discharged, or maybe the charge has come down very much. So again in the evening, take a bath, freshen yourself, again sit. Sometimes what happens is there is no enough strength to meditate because there is so much of tiredness and exhaustion. So then you can listen to some bhajans or listen to some spiritual talk, whatever, something lighter. It is poisonous and dangerous to listen to news and then lie down. Very dangerous. Many people have this habit, They sit in front of the TV, switch on that news channel, and then eat your dinner. So always you will find that you tend to eat more when you are exposed to some junk news. Food also you tend to eat more. All the senses are excited. There is lack of control at the mind level also. So the head is filled with junk, stomach is filled with junk, and with completely junked, you enter into the bed. It's a very dangerous habit. So it's always better, at least the last 2 hours before going to bed, make everything sattvic. Eat something light, and then, if possible, take a bath, refresh yourself, do some prayer, etc. Make the mind comparatively sattvic, then enter into the bed. So that sattvic mind will give you a sattvic sleep. Sattvic sleep will give you tremendous amount of freshness. And when you wake up also, you wake up as a sattvic person with divine thoughts. So the next day morning meditation also will be excellent. So this is the way, ideally, one should start the day and end the day. Did I answer, Vishalji?
Yes, Swamiji, that is very practical, and thank you for giving me that suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
So the second part of Vishalji's question is, if my children do not speak an Indian language, will it make it difficult for them to understand and connect to our scriptures like Ramayana, Mahabharata and Gita?
See, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Gita is great not because it is written in Sanskrit or not because it happened in India. They are great because those scriptures are filled with values of life. So therefore, those values are eternal values. They are Sanatana Dharma. Eternal means at all times they are valid. Not only at all times, at all places also they are valid. Because the problems of mankind, what are the problems? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. These are the problems of mankind. And it is the same story everywhere. Whether in India or America, problems are the same. How do you know? You watch these movies, you will come to know. Problems discussed are the same. Likes, dislikes, hatred, revenge. So therefore, whatever solution we find in the scriptures, they are the solution given to human mind. And human problems are universal everywhere. So therefore, the solution is also universal. So therefore, we don't have to worry whether our children, they know the Indian language, etc. That's not the point. The point is, when we are giving these stories to them, are we emphasizing upon the values taught by them? Many times people know the story, but the values completely they skip. What you call, Rama's wife was kidnapped by a Rakshasa, and then as a revenge, that Rama killed that Ravana, took revenge, and settled the matter. This is not Ramayana. It may be a movie story, but this is not what Ramayana is. So values have to be emphasized. That is the most important thing. So when these epic, when these scriptures are discussed, emphasis should be how Bhagavan Ramchandraji behaved as a son, as a brother, as a husband, how he was perfect in every aspect, so that he becomes an ideal for us. And then every time where we have to make a choice, we have to think, oh, this is where Bhagavan acted in such a situation. I must also emulate the same. So if these values you have imparted to your kids, this is a real teaching which you can give, not by just teaching some language. Many times we have this wrong notion that if I teach Sanskrit to my child, I have done everything. No, no, just by language is just a medium. The most important thing is what are you conveying through the medium? A language by itself is neither holy nor unholy. What are in Sanskrit language you can give choicest of abuses. Now, just because you are speaking in Sanskrit, the abuse doesn't become holy. In the same way, In our English language, the best of prayers are possible. So we have to keep this in mind. Language by itself is neither holy nor unholy. It is what are you conveying through that language. Sanskrit, we tend to take it as holy because in all these scriptures are written in Sanskrit. Therefore, somewhere the mind has this notion that Sanskrit means it is holy. Whatever is said is holy. Whatever is written is sacred. Because association. So now when the children are growing in America, they are exposed to English. No problem. Use that language. But what is important is the values, because these values alone are going to protect them in their future. These values alone are going to enable them to make decisions in future. So this is a very important point. Not the language, but what is conveyed through the language. Again, one more thing, one more mistake we make is we narrate those scriptures, but we don't relate it to the current times, to the modern generation. This is another mistake. So many times children think that, okay, in those times maybe that was, but in the modern time, those things are not applicable. You see, many times they are not able to connect that story with our modern problems. So this is another thing we have to do. How to associate the philosophies of Gita in the modern times. So you should say, see, Bhagwan said this. See, the same thing today also we are experiencing. So you should take examples and say. For example, Bhagavad Gita it is written, Ye hi samsparshaja bhogaha dukkayonaya evate adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Arjuna, whenever the sense organs come in contact with sense pleasures and whenever there is an indulgence, it only gives sorrow. This is a statement from Bhagavad Gita. So how will you make a child understand? You say, see, you are addicted to this mobile phone. See, your sense organs associate with sense objects. You see, now you are drowning in it. You see how there is so much of sorrow. Tell him how that addiction to that mobile phone brings only sorrow. There is sleeplessness. You are not able to sleep in the proper. The mind is so agitated. There is exhaustion. After 2-3 hours of watching all this internet, etc., what do you experience? Not freshness, but exhaustion. See, they are all dukkham. So in this way, you have to relate those ancient philosophy with the current times. If you are able to do, then they understand, oh, these scriptures, though it is written that time, it is still relevant. Those teachings are relevant. If this much you have done your job. That's all what is necessary. Language is absolutely a non-essential entity. In fact, you will find that the whole ISKCON, that Prabhupada, I must have told that story. Prabhupada, he inspired these hippies. And how did he inspire them? Coming to America. He inspired the hippies through the stories of Srimad Bhagavatam. You see? And now you will find the Americans taking this Bhagavatam and moving forward. All these Europeans, etc. So how was he able to connect? He was able to connect with the teachings to the modern time situation. So this is all what we have to do when we are raising children in America. Did I answer, Vishalji?
Yes, Swamiji. Thank you so much for the beautiful wisdom.
Okay.
Thank you, Vishalji. Very relevant question. We all learnt a lot from your question. Thank you. The next question is by Kiranji. Kiranji, are you on video? Okay. The question is, we feel attached to our teacher, family members, our work, our emotions. How to monitor and refrain from getting entangled with them?
How to escape attachment from people who have been
I think with close family members, Swamiji.
You see, I don't know whether last time I had discussed this. There are 3 levels, tamasic, rajasic, and sattvic way of handling attachment. So the tamasic way is, it is called as unhealthy detachment. Unhealthy detachment means what? You don't care about that person. Many times we misunderstand this to be what is said in Bhagavad Gita. Unhealthy detachment. I don't care about you. That is called unhealthy detachment. It is not what is said in the scriptures when they talk about detachment. Okay, that is a tamasic way. Then the rajasic way is unhealthy attachment. What is unhealthy attachment? You are so attached to that person, now you are not seeing anything other than that person. That person becomes our life. I cannot even think without you. Then that is called as unhealthy attachment. And now we have the sattvic state, which is called as healthy detachment or healthy attachment. So you love that person, you serve that person, you are with that person, everything you do, but at the same time you are in touch with the reality. And what is that reality? Reality is this relationship with this person will someday or the other come to an end. They are all perishable relationship. And my relationship with God alone is true relationship, permanent relationship. So in the worldly plane, you are doing all whatever you are supposed to do as a family member. But at the same time, you are not forgetting that reality, that all relationships in this world, they are impermanent. So then what happens is there is healthy detachment. This is what we have to cultivate. So therefore, with teachers, parents, etc., this is what we have to do. Whatever knowledge we have received from our teachers, our parents, etc., our family members, understand all these are coming from that main source. So when I receive love from my mother, I must understand that divine mother is loving me through this physical mother. I should not get stuck with that person. I should see that person as an instrument in the hand of the Lord in fulfilling my needs, whether it is physical, emotional, intellectual, or spiritual. There are so many needs in me. And all these people around me, they are fulfilling these needs in me. But in and through these people, I should see the hidden hand of God, who is fulfilling all my needs through different people. Many times what happens is Bhagwan is forgotten and we see only these people. That is where we get stuck. We get stuck with these people. Then we say, this person is helping me. And I forget that it is Bhagwan who is helping me through this person. So when reality is forgotten, then we get stuck up in different relationship. Then all these relationship become unhealthy relationship also. This is what happens. So once Bhagwan comes into picture, Bhagwan is like light. When light comes, everything is clear. When there is no light, everything is unclear. It is like darkness. You don't know where to go, where to walk. So bring in Bhagwan into your life, all problems will get solved. Did I answer, Kiranji?
Yes, Swamiji. Dhanyawad.
Okay.
Archana, you have your hand up.
Hariom Swamiji, could you
Uh.
also explain the same on the line of work? Sometimes we get too much attached to our work, or or I guess healthy detachment. What would that look like when you're in a work environment?
You mean to say profession?
Yes, Swamiji.
So as you are working, see, from that work you are getting some monetary benefit. You're getting some salary or something. So that salary you should see that Bhagwan is giving. That opportunity to work. You have a certain talent, and there is a field where that talent can be used. You see? So that talent also is given by Bhagwan. The field is also given by Bhagwan. The need in the society is also created by Bhagwan. And finally, the salary is also given by Bhagwan. So everywhere you should see Bhagwan only. Whatever the kind of boss you have, that also is chosen by Bhagwan. It will be a terrible boss, but doesn't matter. Bhagwan You have chosen this. With Ishvara Prasada Buddhi, I accept. If you tell me a specific problem in the profession, I can handle that specific, I can give a tailor-made solution. General question will have general answer. I don't know whether I've answered your question.
No, I think in general you did, and I think this general guidance is very helpful in applying it to day-to-day situations, and we hope that Bhagwan gives us wisdom to navigate those. Thank you, Hari Om.
Okay, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji. The next question is by Renukananda Prasad. Are you on? Is your video on, Renukananda ji? I did not see the name in the list, but we can go to the there is one more question on the top. I think, no? Himani's question. Oh, sorry, Swamiji. Just checking. So this is from Himani. Himani, are you on here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, Swamiji, this question is, please shed some light on the following. When dharma is surrounded by adharma, for example, a dharmic person has to live among adharmic persons or environment, what does that mean, and how does one handle such a scenario, both short term and long term? Because righteous person will be forced to perform unrighteous actions living in such an environment. For example, Pandavas wanting their own land for this reason and division of Hastinapur, and what is this trying to imply? Thank you. And in parenthesis, she had a thought. I understand how a righteous person should not be affected by the environment, for example, a lotus flower, but a deeper practical understanding of this question, we practically can't just get up and leave adharmic situations. So how do we deal with such situations?
Amma, you see, who is running this world? It is Bhagwan. Do you have any doubt regarding this?
Not at all.
So that question somewhere implies that it is the adharmic people who are running this world. They have more power. And it is these adharmic people who are bullying dharmic people and who are running this world. So this way of thinking itself is wrong actually. You see, we are in an adharmic state so that our spiritual muscles will grow. How do you develop your physical muscles? Not by yielding to these muscles, but working against everything which is pulling you down, isn't it? For example, you're taking dumbbell. Dumbbell is just lying there. So if you want to develop your muscles, what you have to do? You have to work against the force of gravity. You have to go against. So always you have to work against something, only then you develop your muscles. As they say, the kite goes higher only when the wind is blowing in the opposite direction. It is said that if anything can move forward, it is only because of friction. So we think friction is actually opposing the movement, but actually no, it is because of friction that things are moving ahead. So this is everywhere, in all places we find this. Those forces which are pulling you back, they are the ones who are helping you develop muscles to move forward. In the lives of all great saints also we see, there will be some character who will be creating problem, and it is this character who makes the saint really famous and great. Because only then, you see, in all these sports matches also you will find, there is a crisis, the team is going to lose, and then comes a person, and he, from that crisis, he takes that team and makes that team win. Then you come to know the glory of that person. Otherwise, till then, that talent was hidden. For example, Abhimanyu. Suppose Arjuna had cracked that Chakravyuha and did whatever he has to do, today nobody would have even known Abhimanyu, isn't it? So in every field, you will find that Bhagavan creates an environment, a very, 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 what you call, a very negative environment. And from that negative environment comes a hero who has true strength. So in the same way, all of us are put in various situations. You may call it adharmic environment, but that adharmic environment is deliberately put in order to develop your spiritual muscles. When everything is very smooth, living a dharmic life is very easy. But when there are challenges, there are temptations, that is a time when you truly exercise these muscles. And that is a time when you become strong. So therefore, whatever adharmic environment is there, remain in that environment. If God has put you there, He has put you there with a purpose. Now you need strength to fight against all adharmic elements. Where do you get the strength from? You get the strength not from yourself. We left to ourselves, we don't have any strength. The only way to fight these kinds of negative environment is hold on to God. When you hold on to God, mysteriously you are empowered. Mysteriously you know what to do, how to handle situation, how to work your way through. Then what happens? Two things happen. Number one, you become an instrument in the hands of the Lord to improve the situation. And also in the process, you become spiritually strong. Your relationship with God becomes stronger. It improves. So it is a win-win situation. You become an instrument in the hand of the Lord to improve the situation. In thereby you become a role model for many people who were earlier adharmic, did not have the strength to fight all these negative happenings. You become a role model, and in the process, you also grow spiritually. So there is a purpose for which all these adharmic environments are created in this world. It is by the will of God only. So this we should never forget while handling this situation. Did I answer, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji. So just a follow up. So in case Pandavas would have stayed in Hastinapur, then they probably would have been wiser and stronger and more in control of the situation.
No, they did. See, it was not by choice that they went to the forest. They did something wrong. Dice play.
No, but
they did not just walk away saying that, oh, Duryodhana, you want to rule? Okay, we'll go. It was not like that. They did something wrong, dice play. Then they accepted defeat and then they had to leave. After coming back also, they did not want any war. As much as possible, they tried to avoid all war. But then when Duryodhana became really, what you call, unrighteous, unwilling to even yield 5 villages, that is when they decided to go for war. They gave peace all opportunity. But then when, and remember, Pandavas deciding to fight the war, it was by the blessings of all Mahatmas also at that time. Narada Rishi, Vyasa Rishi, all of them, they consulted wise people and all of them unanimously said, fine, the only option for this situation is a righteous war. That is why this war is called a Dharma Yuddha. Sometimes we also have to fight a Dharma Yuddha, a righteous war. It is not out of hatred that they fought the war. It is not out of revenge that they fought the war. Generally, wars are fought with all these kinds of negative emotions. So that is why it is called Dharma Yuddha. So many times we also have to fight such a war. Did I answer, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji. So there were 2 questions by another person. I don't think he's on the call. So should we omit those?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I have one question from myself, but it's 9:36, Swamiji. Is it okay, or should we?
No problem. We'll finish it.
So it's in the Kathopanishad we are studying, the concept of upadhi is used to describe in the mantras 20 and 21 in the second Valli. In that, in waking state, the upadhi is body, mind, and in the dream state, the upadhi is just the mind. Whereas in deep sleep state, what is the upadhi at that time? Is that just ignorance or vasanas, or like there is no mind is completely dissolved at that time, right, Swamiji? So in which case, how is this different in a realized master whose vasanas are all exhausted? So what happens to a realized person in the deep sleep state? Like, is there an upadhi at that time and all of that kind of a question, Swamiji?
See, as far as a realized person is concerned, he has understood that his mind is an illusion. So he will also be seeing this world. See, as long as the prarabdha karma is there, body will be there, mind will be there, intellect will be there. And as long as these instruments are there, whatever the mind has to do, will do. But the difference is, for us, mind is real and we are attached to the mind, identified with the mind. As far as he is concerned, mind is a non-existent entity. So the example given is the blueness of sky. A person who doesn't know, he also sees blue sky. A person who knows, he also sees blue sky. As far as seeing is concerned, there is no problem. But as far as understanding is concerned, there is problem. So as far as the Mahatma is concerned, he will be seeing things, beings and situations. Just like us, there is no difference at all. Mind is there. And he will be seeing things, beings and situations. But the difference is, in him, the subjective mind is dead. Objective mind alone is. And objective mind will be there as long as prarabdha is there. But in us, subjective mind is there and objective mind is there. What does the subjective mind do? It will project its own likes and dislikes. This person I don't like, that person I like. That thing, that chattering will not be there in a wise man. Our mind is chattering because of likes and dislikes. That chattering will not be there in him. He'll be seeing things as it is. And the mind is silent. If he needs to generate a thought is generated. Otherwise, the mind is silent.
So essentially, our deep sleep state is analogous for a realized person throughout, like in all three states, his mind will be like that, like kind of a very quiet, like almost mind dissolved kind of, or no?
See, mind, its nature is generating thoughts. For example, a snake is there. The mind has to generate a thought. A snake is there, step aside. That function it will do. Whatever mind has to do, it will do. Remember, it is the three states are nothing but the states of the mind. The waking is also a state of the mind. Dream is also a state of the mind. Waking is also a state of the mind. He has understood himself different from the mind. So he'll be using the mind as an instrument. All these things will be happening in him also, but he is not affected. And unwanted chat of the mind also is not there. Only what is necessary, that will happen in the mind. And that mind remains as long as prarabdha karma is. After that, that is also dissolved.
All right, Swamiji. Thank you so much.
Okay. All the questions are done?
Yes, except those two questions, Swamiji. And I had one more question, but I can... so the last question I have is, the description of this waking world is described as Ishvara's dream. Can Swamiji elaborate on that? Like, what does that mean, Ishvara's dream? Like what all we are watching right now.
See, the total mind is called as Ishvara here. Total mind. So therefore, there is, for example, a chair there. So I am also seeing the chair. That person also. So all those people who are in the hall, they all see this chair. Like, for example, the Zoom itself. Now, all of us are hearing it and seeing it. So that is a projection of the totality. Saguna Brahman or Ishvara. whatever we all see simultaneously, without any difference, that is a projection of Ishvara. The total mind, whatever it projects, all the individual mind will see. But whatever is projected by the individual mind, and what is projected, it's all based on likes and dislikes. That is only the seeing of the individual, that only the individual person sees that. What is projected by the totality is seen by all. What is projected by the individual is seen only by the individual. But remember, Nirguna Brahman doesn't project anything. For Nirguna Brahman, there is no world itself. There is only pure consciousness.
Yes, Swamiji. So thank God no one sees the internal world of each individual person, I guess.
True.
So, those are all the questions, Swamiji, and of course all of us are extremely grateful for Swamiji for giving us this time. Thank you so much. Anyone else, any points? Just finally saying anything?
Hari Om Swamiji. My name is Usha. I have a question. Am I allowed to ask? Is it
Yes,
too
Amma.
late?
Yes.
I had a question on karma. If I do any bad karma, either by action or thought, can that be negated by prayashchitta, doing some good action?
Yes.
Or do I absolutely have to face the consequence? Like, is it like a math equation of 2:2? I have to face the consequence of the similar nature, or by doing some prarabdha, prayachittam, will I be negated of the consequences?
Amma, suppose you say that if suppose you have done something bad, then you have to go through. Then that God will be a cruel God. You can't love such a God. Even a worldly mother will not do this. Child does something wrong. And then mother will not say, see, you have done something wrong. Now I am going to beat you. Now the child comes, Amma, I'm really sorry. I will not do it again. No, I'm going to beat you. Because... No. See, it looks so ridiculous. Remember, even the prayashchitta is also a karma. You have done some bad karma, but after that you are doing prayashchitta karma. That prayashchitta is also karma. So it has the potential to negate whatever you have, whatever it can erase it. You have written something. Now with the eraser, when you're doing it, that is also karma, which erases whatever past karma. So in the same way, sincerely repenting with a heartfelt repentance, with tears in eyes if possible. When you can do that, then all those past such evil karmas are effaced. That happens by the grace of God. According to karma theory, yes, it is strict law, but there is something called invoking the grace of God. And that is what happens through this, not just prayashchitta karma done like that, but truly feeling it. That feeling has got a lot of value. It's not mechanically doing something. It's not that. You see, when a person says sorry, there are two types of sorry. One is, I am sorry. You don't have much value. But when that person truly feels, that the way that person speaks, you can know that yes, this person is truly feeling it. It's coming from his heart. Then you truly forgive that person, isn't it? So, whatever our values that we have, it's all coming from Bhagavan only. So, how easily we forgive a person who has done something wrong? When he's truly from the depth of the heart, he's seeking forgiveness. How we forgive? That ability to forgive actually has come from Bhagavan only. Whatever values we are expressing in this world, the main source is the Lord. So if an ordinary person forgives the person who has sinned, what to talk of Bhagavan? So to say that, whatever karma you have done, you have to go through. No, it's not right. You can efface it.
Thank you so much.
So Swamiji, just a simple clarification. Then they say some of the karmas, once they are fructified and become prarabdha, even a gnani has to go through those things, like face the consequences, right, Swamiji? So how does prayaschitta work in those scenarios?
See, Jnani doesn't what you call seek forgiveness and all. In fact, he is not identified with the body now. Others may see as though Jnani is going through it. But ask Jnani, are you going through it? He says, which karma? Because only when there is identification, there is honor, dishonor, praise, criticism, etc. When there is no identification, what karma? Really speaking, even the prarabdha karma, from the standpoint of a jnani, he doesn't go through because there is no identification. It is exactly like a person who is watching the movie, disidentified from the hero. Is it happening? Yes, it is happening. But are you affected? No, you are not affected. Because you are not at all absorbed in the movie. Yes, a person who is absorbed in the movie, he will cry and weep and all that. But a person who is detached, movie will go on, but the person who is watching the movie, nothing happens to him. That is how Bhagavan protects a jnani from the past actions.
So Gnani is protected not as associating with karma, but us, we are protected if we sincerely seek his grace.
Yes, we are identified with the body. So the way in which Bhagavan protects us is by, nullifying the effect.
It's great, Swamiji. You gave us a hope now. Something to practice. Thank you, Swamiji. I will reach out to you in the future again for one more session in a few weeks. Thank you. Swamiji, can you do the closing prayer?
Okay. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji.